Knew that was going to happen. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did the loop end? Are we here?
We shouldn't be.
We're here?
69. Offense. He was giving them the business. Go back there. Hold on.
This is the Five with Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast.
It's Wednesday, my dudes. It's getting close to the regional season. This is the best time of the year. This is Wednesday. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, it's probably a good Thursday. Friday is just around the corner. I cannot wait. Dude, I mean, just filling out the brackets and kind of just looking over things, just reviewing. And first of all, can we shout out the Diamond app, first of all, the Diamond app and D1 Baseball. The Diamond app, guys, what they have built is absolutely incredible. I mean, it is just, we've talked about this way early on. It's just being a visual person, all of it is laid out so perfectly. And they've done an incredible job. If you're not in the Discord, I think it's a great place to be at because it's a community thing. Like, it's not like Jason, you were talking about, like, people are like putting in scores and stuff. And it's a work in progress. I mean, it's still got bugs and stuff, but for a first year app, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. And it just goes to show you the college baseball community is so fun to be in and be a part of. And everybody's got their own little flavor of how to share things and share different stats and data. So it's beautiful to see. Yeah,
it was cool to kind of see also the reactions, and we'll put a pin in here about Mercer and some schools that didn't get in, and to have the same reaction that a lot of other people had, it feels good. And again, this is our first year doing this, but we really could not be doing it as well or being as informed if it wasn't for D1 Baseball or the Diamond app, because again, this is something that has not been out there for a while. But Jason and I are going to go over each of our brackets. We're going to go one by one. He'll go first, and then I will go second. But we'll kind of do it like a slide, black it out, and then drop it down, and then we'll break it down all together. So we'll go one by one. Jason is going to go first, and again, thank you to the Diamond app for. I mean, to put this together would have been a pain graphically. But I've learned mail merge, so the mail merge has gone good. But, Jason, are you ready to get started onto this?
Yep, let's do it.
Well, first, let me get your thoughts. So, before we jump into the bracket, before we show it, what are your thoughts on your bracket?
I hate it. I hate everything about it. It's abysmal.
It's abysmal. I'm happy to see this because you said it multiple times how bad it is. But it cannot be that bad. It can't. And you might be shocked. We might have the same things.
We might. And you know what? It might be right at the end of the day. There could be some things that are here that are right. But yeah, I feel like when I'm picking brackets and even when I do college basketball, it's like I have to feel out my upsets. And I have to think in my head, like, even if stuff doesn't make sense mathematically or anything doesn't make sense, something is going to happen that doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and take my shot at what I think it's going to be. And that's where I can come up with a lot of my items.
Look, I think also another good way, and I really wanted to do this, you got to let your significant other fill it out. Your wife, a coworker, or someone who has never watched a lick of baseball to fill it out. That might be the bracket that wins, because that is just the way life works. If you haven't watched anything, I mean, I talk about it all the time. We did March Madness brackets in high school, and the girls who had never watched a single basketball game would always win the bracket challenge. So, Jason, let's kick into it. We got our bracket up here to the right. Thank you to Diamond Sports app again, and go ahead, Jason, do the talking.
All right, we'll start off with the first regional at the UCLA in Los Angeles. So,
oh wait, hold on. I got things here for you.
I just
go ahead.
it.
No, you're good. What regional are we doing first?
UCLA. It's up. It's showing.
Go. All right, go ahead. Sorry,
it's just small.
I'm missing a sound effect. I got sound effects.
Oh no, it's just small. Is there any way we could zoom in on your reader, or is?
No, you have to zoom in.
I have to zoom in.
Or no,
Yes.
I do. Hold on. Aha. Okay.
There we
There we
go.
go.
All right. So basically, the way I did this was when I was choosing all of my regionals, I kind of broke it down in my head of what I thought would happen and which pitching matchups would make the difference in these, and
Right.
where a lot of these are going to end up balancing out. So as I'm going through, Kenny, what I was going to do was kind of just quickly make my picks and say which teams I think are going to win in each one. But we're going to break it down in depth and discuss actual things towards the end, right?
Yep.
So, first regional, I got UCLA winning, with Cal Poly being the runner-up. I think Virginia Tech, Cal Poly in Game 1 between Renfro and Ness is going to be a really good matchup. But we'll just jump down into the next one. We'll discuss it a little more later. Next, we have the Morgantown regional. I have West Virginia coming out on top, and then Wake Forest as the runner-up. So a little 1-2 there. Jump down in the next one.
Auburn Regional.
This is where I think you have to scroll now.
Okay.
Got too excited about the sound effect.
I know.
Okay. Then for Auburn Regional, I have Auburn as the winner with NC State actually as the runner-up.
Okay.
With coaches last year, I figured they're gonna try and give UCF and the others everything they got. But I see Auburn coming out there. Next, we have the Lincoln Regional. Unfortunately, I do not think Nebraska is going to win or be the runner-up here. I actually have Arizona State as the winner and Ole Miss as the runner-up. I don't think this is the most shocking thing in the world. I think a lot of people think Arizona State, Ole Miss, and Nebraska are kind of there's a lot of overlap and balance there of who's going to win this one. But I got Arizona State on top.
Still scrolling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Next, I got the Chapel Hill Regional. I have Tennessee actually coming out on top in this one, and then UNC as the runner-up. I don't think North Carolina fans are very happy about this regional. I think it's a very tough regional. And the way Tennessee's playing right now, I think Tennessee can win that one. So I have UNC as the runner-up. Next, College Station Regional. I have Texas A&M coming out on top with USC being the runner-up. I do think Texas State and Lamar are also two tough opponents, but with the pitching staff USC has, and with Texas A&M's offense and being at home, I don't see how either of those teams can win it. But I never know. It's baseball.
It is baseball.
You ready to scroll?
Yep. I'm here.
Next, we have the Gainesville Regional.
Yes.
I have Florida winning the regional and actually have Troy as the runner-up. I think Troy has had the schedule this year. We talked about it previewing our preview of the whole bracket. And Troy basically had probably one of the toughest strength of schedules in the country. I believe they were top 5. And on top of that, still ended up over 500 and had played really well down the stretch, pitched really well against Southern Miss, and Southern Miss is another strong team, and almost took Southern Miss to the brink of taking their spot in the tournament if it wasn't for a walk-off grand slam making the difference. So I think Troy comes out over Miami in this one.
Tricky regional there. Tricky regional.
Very. And then the last one on this side of the bracket, we have Southern Miss Regional in Hattiesburg, and I have Southern Miss coming out on top and Jacksonville State being the runner-up. Again, I don't think this one is one that would shock anybody if any of these teams won the bracket. But I do have Southern Miss winning with Jacksonville State being the runner-up.
God, they screwed Southern Miss on this one. This one's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be an absolute dogfight.
Atlanta.
Okay, before if you want, and we don't have to change anything, I could reveal your 8 on that side too. I could just jump over to that slide.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do
that.
Yeah, I think that'd be easier since we're kind of already on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
So if you click to the next slide, does it automatically go to it?
Let's see. Oh, wait, I gotta click the presentation. Oh, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
I just have to
Okay.
zoom in again. All right.
All right, so Kenny will do his 8 on that side now. So I'll just slide
So
down
yeah,
to
so
the
we
side.
talked about like
Oh,
filling out
sorry.
this bracket even beforehand. No, go ahead. We were like we couldn't really wait to do it, but yeah, again, I have the same thing as you. I have UCLA coming out on top and Cal Poly being the runner up.
This means it's definitely not going to happen now.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it
No,
will.
I'm saying everything that we have the same is going to be the
Oh
stuff
yeah,
that
one is
does
always
not
off.
happen.
One is always
Yeah.
off. Yep.
All right.
I don't know how the cookie crumbled. Why the cookie crumbles like that? Morgantown, Kentucky has no right to be there to begin with, so I'm never going to pick Kentucky. Binghamton is kind of a wild card. I think I've seen people kind of talking about it, but I got West Virginia and Wake in that pitching lab. We'll see what they can do against West Virginia. Auburn, UCF. I think those are going to be the two standards. I don't trust North Carolina State. Again, I think everyone's on their mindset that they're in for the coach, and I'll take Auburn here. Definitely Auburn. This is again. See, I told you there was the one I said I don't. Look, and I think this is coming from if a number one seed's going to be upset, it's going to be Nebraska. Mississippi, Ole Miss has got a great pitching staff. Arizona's got all of it. Arizona State, excuse me. So, but I do have Arizona State getting out of this. Same thing that you got. I got North Carolina and Tennessee, dude. ECU, this is a tough regional. ECU is East Carolina is, they got in. Some are surprised, some are not. Tennessee is absolutely dangerous. I mean, you can honestly flip flop either one of these, but I'll take North Carolina.
So when you say surprised they got in, I mean I know they won the conference, but do you think if they don't win the conference, they don't get in?
No, I think there's honestly what it is.
Yeah.
Sam's gonna kill me when I say that if he hears that. A&M, USC, I think these are just a two favorite. Lamar can hit really well. The only other threat that I think Lamar is a bigger threat than Texas State. I just don't think Texas State is. Yeah, I don't think Texas State is consistent enough to be a big threat here. But A&M's taking this one. Florida, Miami, Troy, and Ryder. I actually like your pick a lot. I think it's a good one. Miami's under the radar for everybody for some reason. I guess we talked about that being kind of their early in the year performances, but Florida's so good postseason ball that if anyone doesn't have Florida in their bracket, that's concerning. But I guess we want to break this side of the bracket down, or would you jump to the other side?
We got one more. You didn't do the Hattiesburg one.
Hattiesburg. Dude, this is a freaking tough regional, man. I think Southern Miss is 100% going to come out of this. It's just going to be the hardest fight for any one of these. I think Virginia will be out quickly. I don't think Virginia holds on much. So
I think this one, and if you want, we can just start. We can break down this side and then move on to the other one. That way we have a little break. But real quick on this one, I think this is the one where a lot of people just don't think Southern Miss is going to win it just because of how good Jacksonville State's been and how good UVA is. I think a lot of people think Jacksonville State is a team that, upset could be in order in this one. But I like that we both have the same there.
Yeah, I think I think it's the Southern Miss name is hurting them too. I think there's just the doubt of because Southern Miss is not a Power Five, just period with all sports. I think it's just that
in
name.
general.
Yeah. But
So, all right, cool. Do you want to? We'll break down this side of the bracket first. Do you want to just jump back real quick? We'll discuss the UCLA and Cal Poly one real quick.
Yep. We'll jump up there.
Okay. So my thoughts on this one were, UCLA, I think St. Mary's is actually going to be a tough out. Not that I think UCLA is going to lose the game, but St. Mary's is coming in. They won a game in Corvallis last year. They beat Oregon State, right?
Yeah.
In their first game. And Cal Poly also was in Eugene and ended up knocking out Oregon after they were both in the losers bracket last year at their regional. So I think it's scary to have both of them and St. Mary's in this regional as teams that have given high seeds fits. And then the other scary thing for UCLA is how healthy is Logan Redmond? He hasn't pitched since April. He was outstanding all year. I believe he's 8-0 with like a 2.87 ERA. He has, an astronomical amount of strikeouts for his innings. But the question is, how healthy is he? And are we even going to see him this weekend? Or is he just going to come out of the bullpen? So
If he's going to, it'll probably be a bullpen. I think bullpen, like
thinking.
a kind of more of a, you're in a bad situation, you kind of need a veteran guy to come in. I think that will just be the situation for him. Other than that, I think why I have Cal Poly on here, their experience with UCLA, I think their experience with just that style of baseball and just that conference alone, they adapt really well. I think Cal Poly team adapts really well for the teams they play, and like, do they need to go with the pitches or do they need to start playing small ball? Like, their strategy behind the game is really good. And I think watching Oregon play UCLA and maybe some of these teams that scouted those games, Cal Poly has the best chance. Again, a lot of people will argue, is Virginia Tech worthy of a 2 seed? Not a lot of people agreed on that. So,
yeah, I think the thing that hurts Virginia Tech is they're not a strong offense. And not that Cal Poly is the best offense either, but Cal Poly's pitching is a lot better than Virginia Tech's.
yeah.
As a whole, and they're coming in so hot, winning the conference, and the Big West is one that we had touched on all year. We were excited about, and their starting pitching beyond Renfro for Virginia Tech is a little shaky, and so I think they're going to be their biggest opportunity to get a win would be that first win against the first game against Cal Poly. But I think Cal Poly, as far as rotation goes, has the strongest from top to bottom. And I think they'll be the one with longevity, even if they end up in the losers bracket. They did it last year, made it to ended up being the runner-up last year in that regional in Eugene. And so I think they could do that again this year. But I think UCLA, their offense is so strong right now. The scary thing for me for UCLA, and this isn't to say UCLA isn't good, but I think they've been a little slow lately. Down the stretch, they didn't play well against Washington. We saw them almost lose that series. They had played Oregon. Oregon's a good team now, but Oregon also took them to the brink of winning the series as well. And then in the postseason, in the conference tournament, we had to get 2 walk-offs for wins. Now, the good thing about this means UCLA has been tested. UCLA has played in close
They've been through the
games.
ringer. Yeah,
Right,
it's not
so
like
it's
they're
not
playing nobody.
Exactly. And so it's not like they're going out in these games and just blowing everybody out and never facing adversity. We've seen them face it and we've seen them overcome it. I just think that between these teams that they're facing in this, I think they're going to come out on top, but I don't think it's going to be it may not be an easy 3-0. It may be a 2-0 with a loss and then a win in the final game.
Okay.
But it also could be a 3-0, but I don't see it being a blowout.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think UCLA, they're more of those late innings they'll really get going, and they can't really fall back behind. But I don't think they'll fall back behind. I think they'll keep that low score with that pitching staff. And if let's say UCLA and Cal Poly meet up, they'll probably be one of those low scoring games. But Jason, let's head off to Morgantown. Both of you and I think both have West Virginia going through here. Kind of looking at the D1's got. I mean, the Diamond App just thing is so beautiful. I can't stop talking about it. But Wake Forest, both Wake Forest and West Virginia kind of top with the pitching staffs. West Virginia's got a great pitching staff, and Kentucky's got some guys in there that can handle it too. But the way Kentucky season has gone and they've played, and I mean, they had a losing record in the SEC. I just don't believe they have a chance. Binghamton, I guess, a lot of, like I said earlier, I think Binghamton has a chance to make some noise in this regional.
Yeah, this regional is an interesting one because, I'm not even going to touch too much on Kentucky just because we haven't seen them win a lot of series this year. And it's not to say that they haven't competed in those series, but if you want to go far, you have to be able to be consistently good against the same teams. And that's what you do in a regional. It's what you do in a super. And we haven't seen them do that. Binghamton, don't want to discount the 4 seed. You never know which 4 seed will come out of nowhere. Yeah. But I don't really
Little
see them
Rock
competing. Right. But I don't really see them competing too much with West Virginia, Wake Forest. You touched on a little bit. Pitching staff-wise, when I look at all of the regionals and I think about the lowest scoring regional, I think this is it. As far as West Virginia goes, doesn't hit a lot of home runs, gets a lot of line drive scoring. You will see that. But Wake Forest, also one of the highest strikeout rates in the country, if not the highest, is going to carry those two teams to victory in low-scoring games. And I think between Maxie Allen and Chanson Cole, West Virginia is set up with a 1-2 punch that it's going to rival Wake Forest, anything Wake Forest has as well. And I know Wake Forest is a good pitching team, but man, the way that West Virginia team has played it all year and consistently been very good, I don't see them losing that regional.
Do you see them losing a game? Could they lose a game, or who are they have chance of fighting out of the losers bracket?
I actually think West Virginia probably goes 3-0 in this.
Okay.
I think that the way they've played lately in all year, I think they're just so good. When you look at their line drive rate percentage, I think they're one of the higher teams. They just hit so well balanced. They're not swinging for the fences every time. We see them put the ball on the ground. We see them get runs by stealing home. They're fast on the bases. They're a good pitching staff, and offensively, they're very good, very balanced. So I can see a 3-0 here for West Virginia. And I think people are looking at the Wake Forest as the Wake Forest we've seen in the past.
Right. Yeah.
And with
that name recognition. Yeah.
Yeah, with the guys we've seen come out of there between Louder and Chase Burns. They both went there, right?
Yes.
So,
before he transferred to Tennessee, Chase Burns wise.
He was there, yeah. So we'll see.
You said Wake Forest that the Morgantown Regional was going to be your lowest score. I believe that the Auburn Regional is going to be the lowest scoring. Way just Auburn in general, all of their games are low scoring, and they have a pitching staff to handle that. But also, Central Florida's got a great pitching staff that's low scoring. I believe like both of these. I think majority of these teams in here, their like total team average of earned runs, I think is pretty low. And again, Auburn, I want Auburn to be. I don't want to jump the gun here. I want Auburn to be a championship team. For some reason, there is something missing in this Auburn team that is not championship caliber. And I mean that as in they're not going to win the College World Series. They'll get there. Maybe they'll get there, but I think this is a great test for them because these are different teams. These are way different teams, all kind of different strategies for them. So.
I think that's a good call. Between this one being the other lowest scoring one, if I was going to pick the second one, I think this is it. But I'm kind of with you. UCF with Camden Wicker and how well that pitching staff has played all year, not only the starters but also the bullpen. Their team ERA, you were trying to find it. Their team ERA for them is 4.37. Auburn's 3.45.
Got it up now.
Yeah, so I see that being something. The one thing that strikes me for UCF, and when I'm looking at each team right now, is they have a lot lower strikeouts than Auburn and NC State both do.
Mm-hmm.
They also
This is their batting.
I'm looking at their pitching stats.
Okay.
So their
Yeah.
pitching stats, they don't have as many strikeouts, so they're more of a pitch to contact, I guess. Not the expert on them, but we did watch. I remember we covered them a lot when it came to the West Virginia series that they ended up winning that series at West Virginia. And Wicker always stands out to me because he's so tall, 6'7", and he's solid. And so as long as he's happy between him and Mateo Gray, neither of them played well in their last game necessarily. Wicker's last start against Oklahoma State, he only threw 4 innings and gave up 4 runs and only had 5 strikeouts. But that's why I believe NC State has a good chance to come in runner-up in this one. I think Auburn runs away with it. I think Auburn's going to go 3-0.
Yeah.
But I think NC State playing with a coach that's retiring, they're going to be playing for something greater than the game. And I think that when it comes to baseball, those are the kind of moments we look at and we say, how can you not be romantic about the game? These are the kind of moments that I think people think about. And so that's why I can see NC State being the runner-up there.
Somebody made a great point earlier today that North Carolina State had a chance of made a great run for the College World Series in 2021, and they got stopped for COVID. I don't know if you remember that.
Remember that?
I think.
Yeah.
No, they did. Was
They
that
were
College
2-0
World?
and
Yeah, was that College World Series played? Because I remember them being like the first team that I believe either got COVID, like they could not go because their players were catching COVID. So maybe and hopefully they all take that and use it as that boost. It could be that quote unquote Cinderella team that gets there. And I love North Carolina State personally, like just all together. So if the Wolfpack want to, get in there, let's go. But I don't know. I mean, Auburn and UCF, they both got, high strikeout rates, but they don't walk a lot of guys. So I think we'll see a good pitching battle.
yeah. Well, Kenny, on the other side, we have one of the best offensive teams in the country in the next regional with Lincoln. Both of us have Arizona State coming out of this at Nebraska. The only thing that really worries me when it comes to Arizona State is we've seen them be inconsistent.
Yep.
But when they are on, are on. We saw them against Oklahoma State where they lost that series, but Smaldino had like 5 home runs, I believe, in the series, had 3 in one game and 2 in another. And
Jeez.
between him and Hairston and Contreras, like their offense is so strong, and I think that could be what pushes them up here in the Lincoln Regional. What do you think? I think you also have Ole Miss as the runner-up too.
Yeah, it's just looking over stats and playing the great eyeball test that it is. Arizona State will hit the ever-living crap out of the ball, and so will Ole Miss. But I think, and it's hard to like not even hint on Nebraska. I just think from overall perspective, your hitting and your pitching staff, I just think Arizona State and Ole Miss will overpower everybody with their hitting. I think hitting might be the biggest one of this regional. Out of all the ones, you and I keep talking about, pitching here and there, but I think the bats will come out on this one. No words on San Diego State. San Diego State, stop it. I mean, you can see why I said it. There's an SD.
No, I know.
SD, but South Dakota, I mean, I don't think a lot of people thought they would even be in it. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
What'd you
I
say?
agree.
Oh,
no, that's
that?
what I was going to
Okay.
say. Yeah, I don't think anybody expected Oral Roberts to lose that conference, and we were talking about it while we were watching through the regionals and watching the scores come through, and I could not believe Oral Roberts gave that one up and South Dakota State got in. But congrats to them on winning the Summit. But yeah, I don't see them competing in this regional.
And I believe, Ole Miss has got Cade Townsend. That dude's a baller. I believe they have somebody coming back. Somebody, or maybe that's another. one of the other Mississippi schools that haven't. I don't know. I'm not even going to bother with it. But yeah, I mean, they're Walker Hooks for Ole Miss. It's a deadly pitching staff for Ole Miss. So that's why I have Ole Miss. Oh no, I have Ole Miss second, but I think Arizona State's bats take over there.
So, Kenny, I do want to touch on one thing about this one. This is our first regional, and when you look at it, that the two teams that we have as the winner and runner-up are actually the two teams who play each other in the first round. So what we're both saying here is one of these teams is going to come out of the losers bracket. So if you were thinking about it, do you see Arizona State losing game one, coming out of the losers bracket and making it all the way back? Or do you see Ole Miss out of the losers bracket?
I say Ole Miss takes first game, just because I think Arizona State's just going to have to find their foot on it. Ole Miss is a experienced team. Experienced team, and I think Ole Miss will put their foot down. I mean, so.
Interesting. I actually think the opposite.
Okay.
I think Cole
there we go. I
Carlin
like opposite thinkings.
Yeah, I think Cole Carlin, with him being such a great pitcher for Arizona State, I think he's going to get that game one start and win against Ole Miss because he's going to be on, and I think their offense is going to be good. One of the things I was trying to look at, and I didn't have time to look at it because I didn't think about it until just now, is I'm looking at the dimensions of the Nebraska park that it shows, and I wonder how that compares to the dimensions of Arizona State's ballpark with how good they are with home runs to fly balls, as well as Ole Miss, because both Ole Miss as well as Arizona State, both of them have almost 20% plus in home run per fly ball, and so I'm curious about the dimensions of their parks in comparison. We'll have to go look at that later. But I think Arizona State gets game one, and Arizona State maybe not go 3-0. I can see them going 3-1 in this, losing a game in there. But obviously, with us picking Ole Miss and Arizona State, one of them is going to play Nebraska in the game two and take them down. And then the other one's going to take them down in the losers bracket. So tough out for Nebraska. I think Nebraska's got a good team too. It's just, I think it's kind of the way you were talking about it with Southern Miss earlier. Nebraska is just not one of those teams we expect to be great at baseball, and I think I think that's probably why a lot of people pick against them. But Carson Jess has been really good this year, and he's pitched well lately, and so we'll see how Nebraska does.
The crowd might be a good factor too. A lot of people are saying that Nebraska shows up pretty well, but I think who else is going to show up well is in this Chapel Hill regional. I think Tennessee's going to show up really well. Tennessee's an extremely dangerous postseason team. I don't think it doesn't feel like they have the same fire that when they had Tony Vitello, either or. Mm-hmm. But Jason, do you believe this might be one of the hardest regionals? I mean, RPI wise, North Carolina 4, Tennessee 31, East Carolina 40, and VCU is 84. I mean, I'll take under 100 being decent. Not. But what you think?
Yeah, tough draw for North Carolina. I think this is
really.
I think it's the second toughest. We'll discuss who my toughest is on the other side. But I do think it's the toughest on this side of the bracket. I have Tennessee moving on. I think you have North Carolina coming out of this one. Kind of reminds me of when LSU was there in 2024, given North Carolina fits as well. The difference is going to be, do Tennessee's bats show up? They got hot really late in the year. I think earlier in the year we were debating if this team was even going to be a 2 or 3 seed. But yeah, I can definitely see North Carolina getting fits from Tennessee and Tennessee coming out on top.
I'm you and I were talking dimensions. How? Because I know I think Tennessee's got their little tiny ballpark. We've talked about their ballpark, but I think North Carolina has a short right field, so it's 358 power alley, 347 into the right, and then
down the line.
Down the line. I don't know what Tennessee's is.
Yeah, check that out real quick.
Yeah.
While you're checking that real quick, I do want to
please.
say VCU winning the A10 was big, so congrats to them. We both thought St. Joe's was going to be the team that came out of this. They were 22-5 during the conference all year, and even Rhode Island making it to the conference championship was big. Rhode Island's one of those teams we covered earlier in the year. They started off really slow and really picked up the pace in the middle of the season, came back over 500 or close to 500, and for them to get to the championship was pretty impressive too. So
I'm trying to look for a decent map on this thing. Go ahead. Sorry, Jason. Not even to interrupt you.
No, yeah, and then I was going to touch on ECU's one of those teams you were talking about. They got in because they won the conference tournament. Committee was clear that the American they did not believe was really strong because they don't even let UTSA in as the regular season champ. And I believe I saw something that UTSA is the first regular season champ to come out of the American that didn't make the tournament. And so committee was very strong on saying, hey, we thought you guys, as a complete conference, had a down year, which it's kind of sad because I think our first reveal, we actually almost had 3 American teams, and UAB was playing well at the time too. And then all of them kind of shot themselves in the foot and kind of
that whole conference collapse. And I think that's the only thing I don't disagree with the committee. I think the committee got that one right. The American was just too up and down to put 2 teams in.
So did you find it?
Yeah, so this is Wikipedia. I'm surprised nothing else. They probably make sure to hide it on Tennessee's website so they don't get bombarded. Okay, because I'm going to look to the right field because it looks like North Carolina's right field is shorter. So right power alley in Tennessee is 365. North Carolina's is 358. Okay.
Wait,
what is
theirs? What is Tennessee's?
Tennessee's is 365.
Oh my God!
Right center power alley. Tennessee's right field line is 320.
Oh,
golly! Wow. North Carolina's is 340. Center field is 390. North Carolina's is 400, and the left field's almost somewhat identical. Tennessee's is a little bit shorter.
Wow!
But no, Tennessee's is way shorter. Left field's 320. North Carolina's is 355. So maybe the right field. Maybe right field power. I don't. That can be a long discussion. Yeah. All right. Anyway, College Station. We got College Station, Gainesville, and Hattiesburg. So we can get to the other side of the bracket. I don't know about you. I'm a little questionable about A&M. I have A&M. I wouldn't be surprised if UC Southern Cal gets out of here.
I think A&M is the team, I think, out of this regional where I look at and say which A&M team is going to show up.
Yeah.
If the team that played Texas shows up at home like they did then, and we start seeing ball 8, ball 7 on teams, they're going to be on fire and go 3-0 in this regional. The thing for USC is if you want to win this regional, do you have to start Mason Edwards game 1? Or do you start Grant Govil? Do you start Grant Govil against Texas State, get out of that game, and then take on A&M with Mason Edwards? I think if I'm thinking about must-win situation, I almost just say Mason Edwards goes game 1. It doesn't matter. We've seen teams do that. Even LSU has done that. I think with Paul Skeens, he pitched game 1 against the 4 seed. Like, you don't take your chances when you get to postseason. And so if you want to get that first win, you got to go out there and do it.
Well, especially a team like Texas State. That's not a lower end. They're Sunbelt, no? Are they Sunbelt?
Yeah, they're Sunbelt. Yeah.
Okay,
Sunbelt, right?
Yeah. I mean, they've. I remember. I think last year they were putting fights up against Texas. So yeah, I think it's a good chance to start Mason Edwards on that. But totally agree on which A&M is going to show up. Who knows?
Next, Kenny, we got Gainesville. We've talked about Florida a lot, especially down the stretch in the season where, for a while we were talking about where do they fit in. A lot of people have them ranked in the late 20s, in the teens, but then people have them hosting a regional. Why are they jumping up so high when it comes to regional hosting? I think this team is going to be very dangerous. This is a team, when you look at it, Pitching staff wise, they've been strong. You got one of the best aces in the country in Aiden King. And then when you think about their offense, they are probably the most inconsistent, consistently dangerous team in the field when it comes to hitting home runs. And we
Yeah.
saw that against Georgia earlier this year. And them getting a home game in this series, I don't know how Florida doesn't get out of this. But I have Troy as the runner-up.
I
You have
agree.
Miami. So give me a little thoughts why you have Miami over Troy.
I think I have Miami in here because of how underrated I believe they feel personally. This is a rivalry game. I mean, this is going to be chippy. I think it's going to be real chippy. Maybe Miami gets to. I think if the key for Miami, if they end up playing against Florida, I think you're gonna have to get deep into that pitching staff. And your pitching staff is also cannot give up the long ball. We've watched Florida and the way they are. Florida will rock you with home runs. I mean, even last year when we played Florida in the College World Series, I mean that second game, as soon as they hit the first 2 home runs, I was like, oh, we're going to get destroyed. And again, that's 2 years ago, but this still counts. I think this is still almost the same Florida team. This is a Florida team. You got to be safe on the pitching.
Yeah. So I think for Troy, it really comes to a matter of, do you throw Stubbs or Egan in the first game? I assume it's Egan, because both of them weren't the greatest in their last starts, and it's a matter of which one of them they decide to start. But I think Troy's one of those teams where they will win with, what's the word I'm looking for?
Pizzazz.
Yeah, it's like an aggressive way. It's like it's not.
Yes,
I'm trying to use
yes.
not a bad word that has a bad connotation. But they are just one of those teams. They will just take it to you. They will have low scoring battles. They will do everything in their power to come up with the win in any way, shape, or form. I kind of talked about that a little bit with West Virginia. I think Troy is one of those teams where I think when I look at the way they played in their conference tournament and the way they're coming in really hot, they've shown that they can play the same team more than once and compete in every game and even win games. And that's why I think they can outlast Miami necessarily, with Miami's offense being so strong still. I do think they can compete, but I can see Troy outlasting them.
I want to see. Okay, this is where I'm looking. I want to see. Okay, so this is, I think, only compare. I was going to see how many home runs Troy gives up, and I don't want this to be the all-in-all factor. But if they end up meeting up, I want to see how Troy handles giving up long balls. But it seems like they're kind of low in the Sun Belt at least, so maybe that could be a good factor. Jason, let's hit up the last regional in Hattiesburg. This is. Do you believe this is one of the hardest ones, or not?
I do think it's hard, but I don't think it's the hardest. It's not.
Okay.
It's not my top one. My top one's on the other side of the bracket that we'll discuss later. But I don't think Virginia is as strong. I think they're kind of like Virginia Tech. I think they're a 2 seed that kind of got in here.
God, do we hate Virginia? We just hate the state of Virginia, huh?
No, it's not, I don't hate Virginia.
Whoa.
Their offense, they're just
Virginia's for lovers.
Pitching wise, they're not a strong team, and we love pitching. And there's sometimes where I like offense, but when it comes to the way Southern Miss has played at home this year and played in general in the Sun Belt is really strong, and the committee showed that by allowing 5 teams in, which I was really excited to see because I thought they were underrated, but that's about rated where I thought they should be. And so seeing that is really good. But Jacksonville State, another team, when it comes to pitching, Jacksonville State's one of the tops in the country, Kenny. Their runs allowed per game is only 4, which is 7th in the country. They are 13th in WHIP, 10th in ERA as a team. And then Southern Miss is right there at 7th and 9th in WHIP and ERA. Virginia, 83rd and 78. So they're 78th in ERA at 5.15. I actually was touching on Virginia a little bit earlier before we started. We saw them against Florida State earlier this year. I believe we also saw them against Pitt, and Pitt swept them. and we were not expecting that. And Pitt was one of those teams that was just on the outside looking in, and that series kind of really
Yeah.
propelled them up into the thoughts. But Virginia lost that series because they didn't have the pitching, did not play well against Pitt, and Pitt's pitching is not very good, and their offense is really good. So Jacksonville State, Southern Miss can both take it to them with their pitching, and I think that's what will knock out Virginia. But Little Rock, Kenny, you like Little Rock?
I love
You
Little
think
Rock.
Little Rock can make some noise here?
I hope they do. I really hope they do. I don't want last year to be one of those, some Cinderella team shows up. Maybe. I'm not going to. Maybe this is that, like, how Coastal Carolina came into the scene. And maybe this is Little Rock. They're growing so smooth, and here and Little Rock hits it. And maybe this is Little Rock's year to, hey, we're going to go to a super. We're going to go to a super. So put it down, and Little Rock might be a super regional contender.
Wow. A little animated there. I love it.
I know. All right.
I love it.
Let's get to the other side of the bracket. I think we might want to hit it as what. God, words, please help me. At the same time, I think we won't do.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
It was. I think that's easier. So let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on mine or you're still?
I'm on mine.
Okay, here I'll jump over to yours real quick, and then you can go back and do mine. All right.
Oh, okay. So I have Georgia Tech and the Citadel being the two teams. I have said it over and over and over that I believe Oklahoma is honestly, I'm surprised they actually got in. I'm surprised Oklahoma got in, and even more surprised they're even bothered to be a 2 seed. I do not think Oklahoma is strong. I don't think they are. They could be out early. So in the Citadel, the way the Citadel's been playing, and they beat Mercer, I think it'll be Citadel, Georgia Tech.
So you don't have to jump over. I'll just say mine.
Yeah. You don't need to jump over.
I actually have Georgia Tech winning. I think they go 3-0. I don't think anybody really competes with them. Their offense is just too strong. McKee is so good on the bump. I think McKee is one of those guys. He's like where Skeens threw in game 1 for LSU. I think he throws game 1 against Illinois Chicago. That Illinois Chicago team is playing really well. They got hot in the tournament and ended up winning. And so I don't think you mess with them there in game 1. I actually do have Oklahoma as the runner-up here. I think the Citadel is also like Illinois Chicago, coming in really hot. They put up a lot of runs in their conference tournament. SoCon was, I believe, 7th in total in RPI of conferences. And so the SoCon really showed that they're a strong conference. But, yeah, I don't see I actually do think Oklahoma comes out in second on this one. Now, I don't think Oklahoma's offense is necessarily very strong, but it's hard for me to pick against them with those other two. I think they still competed really well in the conference this year, and so I have them as the 2 runner-up.
I'm just an Oklahoma hater. Let me hate on Oklahoma.
That's fine.
All right, you can scroll down. I'm on.
Are you on
yours? Mine? Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to see your bracket. I think everybody wants to see your bracket since you're saying how crazy it was. So we'll go off of yours. Oh, okay. So you explain, because I have the opposite. I think I have.
Oh, you do?
I think I have Kansas coming out of this one.
Okay, good. Something different. All right, so let me jump over here real quick. So, yeah, I think this is the strongest regional. I was talking about which regional is the strongest. Mine's on the other side. This is it, Kenny. I think this is the strongest regional out of all of the regionals. I don't know what it looks like in terms of ranking or RPIs and stuff. I don't really care about all that when you combine all that, because a lot of these 4 seeds underinflate and overinflate things. But when I think about teams top to bottom and how teams have competed against each other, Kansas people are not happy about having Arkansas in their regional. I think everybody kind of saw it coming whenever Arkansas was not awarded a host.
Right.
But I think the way Arkansas is playing, they get all the way to the SEC championship game. If they win that game, maybe they host, but they didn't. So here we are. That team is playing really well right now. Offensively, they have the experience. The coach has the experience. They've made it very far. They've made it to the championship game and lost. So I think this is the year where they come out of another regional on the road. Missouri State, another team not to be messed with. That team can get a lot of runs in. Conference USA really showed out this year as far as those top 5 teams go, but only 3 get in. And then Northeastern ends up beating Campbell to win the Coastal, and
Crazy.
we're shocked that Campbell lost that series.
Yep.
And so
We had Campbell all
Northeastern's
year.
coming in hot as well. Yeah, and so Northeastern coming in hot as well. Kansas is a really strong offensive team. They've really showed that all year, but Arkansas's pitching staff is playing really well right now. I can't pick against them, so I got Arkansas.
I have Kansas coming out of here, but I will say that I believe Arkansas is going to have to fight out of the losers bracket. Give me Missouri State to upset them,
In game
and
one?
then, dude, I just feel it. I feel like
feel it.
Arkansas. I feel like Arkansas is going to pull an Arkansas. They're going to, and maybe they need to carry Madam Zeroni up the mountain to get rid of this curse that they have. Arkansas is 100% cursed, but Missouri State is a team that you should be feared. I think Missouri State will put up a good fight against Arkansas. If they come out, I think Missouri has a chance. Missouri State's got a chance, but Kansas has already made an upgrade to their baseball field. They have quote unquote the backyard up in left field where it's those see-through fences.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. So I think Kansas is going to be packed. I think Kansas is going to be almost that when East Carolina had a super regional or one of the regionals, they had fans on the fences in the outfield. So
Wow.
I have Kansas coming out here.
I think I saw something earlier that said Kansas's ballpark actually holds the least amount of people out of all 4 of these teams. So all these teams are coming into a smaller ballpark in terms of attendance goes. So that's cool. I wonder how many people they're going to be able to fit out there.
Yeah. Let's hit on that really quick because I think there's a couple teams that actually were not considered to be a host because of their stadium size. There's a limit. I guess there's a limit. Do you think that's fair, or that's a long discussion, but you can just give me a yes or no.
Very briefly,
TV revenue and crap.
Yeah, briefly, no, I don't think it should matter.
Okay,
If you earned it,
Me
you
either.
earned it.
Me either. It's baseball.
We saw
All right.
Missouri State host back in what was
Yep.
it, 2015? So
Yep. All right, next one.
all right, and you're on mine still.
Yep, we're only going to show yours because we got to see this. Why are you laughing at this one?
No, it's not that. It's just
Oh,
in general.
All
Okay,
right.
so Georgia comes out of the Athens Regional. I think this is just like Georgia Tech. I don't think any of these teams are going to be able to necessarily compete with them. But when I think runner-up, I do have Liberty winning over Boston College. We've seen Boston College pitch really well. Gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. It starts with a C. AJ Colarusso. Colarusso, the lefty for Boston College, has played really well this year. I think that can get them a game. But we've seen Boston College struggle against not so great teams this year and really kind of fell off towards the end of the year. Liberty is one of those teams, they get to the conference championship game, lose to Jacksonville State. They've played well all year, been really consistent. We've seen them play well against strong opponents. So I think Liberty can be the runner-up here. Long Island, happy to be here.
Yep. The Sharks are ready, happy to be there. Georgia's too good. I think Georgia's way too good to the fact that they got a regional like this is saying something. But yeah, Georgia runs this. I have nothing else to say about it.
That. Yeah, I see. You also have Liberty as the runner-up too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. People are going to hate me.
We have this. Oh! You have ULO coming out of this. Oh, okay. All right. So you got Mississippi State runner-up. Dude, hit it with me. We got to know because I got to check mine because I might have the same thing but flipped.
All right. So this is one of those where we were talking about it earlier. Sometimes the math just doesn't make sense for what happens, and this is the regional for me. mathematically, it doesn't make sense that Mississippi State doesn't make it out of this regional. But if I have to pick somebody to get an upset, it is Louisiana, Lafayette. The way they've been playing and the way they played all late in the year, pushing their way into the tournament. They take 2 out of 3 against Coastal, who struggled down the stretch, but then they get to the conference tournament. You win more games against Coastal. You take down everybody else to get to the conference championship game against Southern Miss. I think they showed their depth as far as their pitching staff goes. Yeah. I think they showed that their offense is competing really well. They're sitting pitching wise in ERA, they're 57th. Mississippi State's 20th. And it's just one of those things where you look at it and you're like, that doesn't make sense. Why would UL get in over Mississippi State? But it's just one of those things, man. I think this is just the one where I have Louisiana coming out of. And don't discount Cincinnati. Cincinnati is also a good team, but I do see UL winning this one and Mississippi State being the runner-up.
So the real question about this one is I have the same thing. I have ULL coming out of this.
You do?
Yes, yeah. Well, look, I mean we're we're both on the fence that Mississippi did not deserve to host. That's an opinion of mine, and I believe ULL is just really growing strong. But the question about Mississippi State this weekend is that if they're going to have Ryan McPherson, he's been kind of slow getting back to health, and he's a good guy on their pitching staff to have.
Yeah.
I think you said something about Cincinnati last time we talked. When we did the regional review and we were live looking at it, you said that you didn't think, or you said ULL could. I have ULL coming out of the losers bracket to this, but
I don't. I think I think they go 3-1. I think they win game 1. I'm assuming Valinkas throws game 1 for Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And I think you were talking about it between McPherson or Stone. Stone did not pitch well in his last start, and I think if he starts that game against UL can take it to him and win that game. And then Mississippi State fights out of the losers bracket, but UL prevails with the game ahead of them. So.
Yep.
All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got Texas winning the Austin Regional. I think a lot of people think that this is probably one of the tougher ones for Texas to get a draw in. But I do think Texas's pitching staff, top to bottom rotation, is just so strong bullpen-wise as well. Their offense is strong. All around, I think Texas is one of the toughest teams in the tournament, and so I have them winning this. UC Santa Barbara, we love the Big West, and
we do.
I debated on this between them and Tarleton, but Jackson Flora, I assume, will throw game 1. I'm assuming that that Tarleton comes out of the losers bracket to be the runner-up here. But if UC Santa Barbara doesn't throw Jackson Flora because they want to save him for Texas, I think they could lose game 1. I think that could cost them. Not that they're pitching; they have one of the best pitching staffs ERA-wise in the country.
They do.
But they're coming in cold. They didn't play well in the Big West tournament. Now, we kind of expected that. We didn't expect them to win that tournament. We had been talking about it for a while. But Tarleton's playing really well right now offensively, and I'm slightly biased, so I have Tarleton as the runner-up there.
Yeah, I have Texas and then UC Santa Barbara being the runner-up. And no offense against Tarleton and Holy Cross. Now, Texas has health issues. Their pitching staff isn't 100%. And hopefully I'm sure you're not going to take it easy in the regional. I'm not going to say that. I'm on the field that they'll save Flora for Texas, and they could bite the on them. I've seen after Flora that Santa Barbara kind of struggles a little bit, but I think Texas has a good run on this one. Next bracket. What regional is this?
Eugene.
Good old Oregon. I think we have the same thing. We have the same pick.
It's because we've been doing this show together all year.
Yeah.
We've rubbed off on each other. I really
That's
do
what
have
I was
Oregon.
thinking too.
I think Oregon wins this regional, and I think Oregon State puts up a good fight. I love the 3 former Pac-12 teams being put in the same
Beautiful.
bracket. But
I think
don't
they did that
see-
on purpose. They 100%
Oh,
did that on purpose.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a
And
rub in the
so-
face to not for they split it.
Oh yeah, and I think for this one, Oregon, I think has showed, especially against UCLA and getting all the way to the conference championship game, that they are a stronger team than they were last
They
year.
are.
They got
Yep.
bounced in their own regional last year. This year they get revenge
Typical.
opportunity. You're playing against Oregon State, who you've played this year, and I believe they've split the games that they played. I don't have that in front of me. I don't really care because once we get to postseason, nothing matters.
Nope,
But
not at all.
Oregon is one of those teams offensively. We've seen them hit the ball freaking hard,
Yes.
and Oregon State is one of those teams where we look at and it's hard to say how great they really are. Just because of their schedule, nothing
Right.
against them. They get in the tournament. You have the opportunity to show us that you're for real.
They're gonna have
but
to.
But just looking at it from an outsider looking in, I got Oregon.
Yeah, I got Oregon too. They looked way too good against UCLA in that tournament. And so the fact that they've had to play UCLA that many times, that's a tough opponent to play and just grows your team up stronger. Yale's going to have a great vacation. I think Yale's going to have fun over there. And I love the memes of like it's like
I
3
saw it.
brothers fighting and then with Yale sitting in the corner just laughing. It's just I think it'll be fun.
Yep. All right. Let's see which one's next. Tuscaloosa. I think I am on the fence of Alabama actually being the winning a regional here.
Are you
think
surprised that
Oklahoma
you and I have the same thing?
No. The way Oklahoma State's played down the stretch, you have one of
Yeah.
the best home run hitters in the country. They are a team that I think can be really dangerous. I don't
Yeah.
want to discount USC Upstate either, the way they played down the stretch, winning the Big South.
Big
right?
South. Yep,
Gosh.
Big South.
I keep getting them confused with Lipscomb because Lipscomb was a son, and I keep wanted to say Big South for them for whatever reason. But Oklahoma State, I think, is really strong. They've played well down the stretch. They're a team that kind of earlier in the year, I remember there is a quote somewhere in one of our shows where Kenny said, what is Oklahoma State doing?
Yeah.
Where are they at? Because I've seen them in the World
about to
Series.
bring it
We've
up
seen
again.
them in the postseason. And this year, I think they get out of the regional. They're just hot right now. Alabama is one of those teams where they're so high because they're RPI and their strength of schedule, but we've seen them struggle against in series games before. And I think if they battle Oklahoma State 2 or 3 times in this regional, I'm guessing they'll play twice. Oklahoma State's probably going to end up on top.
Look, and this is one of the things I hinted on. Alabama has 70 home runs. Upstate has 70. Alabama State has 57. Can you guess how much Oklahoma State has? We talked about the long ball.
148.
137. You're close. I know close is far, but you got into 40. That they're slugging, on base percentage is super high. That's clutch here. That's one of the clutchest things you can have. And let's see, pitching wise, they give up a lot of walks. That's a little scary, but Alabama doesn't walk a lot of people, so it'll be tough.
Could be the difference.
Yep. And this should be our last regional, huh?
We got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Tallahassee.
Good old Tallahassee. Woo.
So we've talked about Florida State being so well at home, playing so well at home before in the year, especially and when they swept Pitt at home late in the year. Florida State, I think, is dangerous at home, so I just don't see anybody else coming out of this. Coastal's coming in really
Sluggish.
slow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sluggish.
and so it's a matter of which Coastal team actually shows up, but I don't see them getting by Florida State's pitching staff. NIU got by the MAC, got by both Miami and
Kent State. Yep.
St. John's, I think this is a dangerous team. Big East is one of those conferences where they don't have a lot of teams, so you don't really think about them a lot. But Creighton is a good team too, and they took Creighton down in the regular season and in the conference championship game. So good on St. John's. So I can see them giving Florida State a fight, but I see Florida State coming out on top and Coastal being the runner-up.
I have the same thing. Actually, no, I do not have the same thing. Actually, I do have Florida State coming out.
Okay.
I have St. John's being the runner-up.
Okay, we're just
there we go. Way to end on it. Coastal they look so out of sync that I can't see them having a good tournament. I don't. And I think St. John's will take that place. I think they'll take advantage of that. And I think that's not a great reasoning, but I think that's my reasoning behind this. Is I think St. John's. Yeah, I think St. John's will take advantage of Coastal being a little down.
Awesome.
But we got a couple minutes. I think we can. What we can do. I think it's a safe bet. Just reveal our supers. We don't need to go into detail because look, I'll tell you what. I think it's going to be hard to tell about anything right now.
Yeah, and I'd rather show what we have now
let's
because most likely
show what we got.
it's not going to be exactly what we have anyway. So let's just ruffle feathers. So I'll do the left side first. I'll just reveal it all.
Yeah, reveal it all. There's no need to go down each by each.
So I have West Virginia taking down UCLA.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this is where I talk about I hate it. I hate my whole bracket. Okay.
No. That's good.
So
never know.
When I think about a series with Logan Redmond possibly.
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead and reveal both sides. Or did you have? Just hide the Omaha.
I'm trying not to have it show. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it.
All right, because when you're moving the box, it'll show you what's behind the box. So I was trying not to show it. You didn't see it, right? You didn't see what was behind it, right?
No, because I'm in read view.
So what I think, West Virginia with Max Yale, I think they get game one on UCLA just because I don't expect Redmond to be a starter. I think the way West Virginia has played all year, I think that a lot of people don't think they're as good as they actually are. I think they're one of the most dangerous teams in the field. Pitching staff is one of the strongest, especially when it comes to ERA. And like I was talking about earlier, this team finds ways to score runs in the most interesting ways. They don't hit a lot of home runs. I've seen them steal home and get runs. I've seen them fight off pitches and get runs, get a double on a battle pitch. This team just knows how to hit the ball without having to feel like they have to hit home runs. UCLA is good. Star power, pitching staff, offense. But when I think about a series, they haven't lost a series all year, but they're not playing that great down the stretch.
Yeah.
So I can see West Virginia actually coming out on top. And so it's one of those things where math probably doesn't make any sense, but that's what I got.
Hey, bold prediction. Take a bold prediction. There's no hurt. And maybe after this regional, after these two regionals, it could be your theory could be a thing. There's no doubt on it. I'm not going to go into. I got UCLA coming out of this one. If they do get to super.
All right, so we'll do all four of these and then we'll go down. So then I got Auburn over Arizona State. This is actually the one I debate on. I still debate on. I don't know if I've decided on it. At first I had picked Arizona State because of their offense, but Auburn I think is a little more consistent. Maybe they're not super consistent either. We've seen them do some weird things, but I think as a pitching staff as a whole, and sometimes their offense can get fire, I can see Auburn coming out of this.
Yeah. I don't. I think this is one of the two, and I'm sure everyone else is on the same fence. Auburn is they're a tough team, but you know how they come out and win a game just relying on their pitching staff. It's really hard. I mean, they got these low scoring games, and I'll take Auburn on it, but honestly wouldn't be surprised if Arizona State. Now, if I had another bracket, Arizona State would be going.
Yeah.
I'll move to the other side. I have Georgia Tech, but I have Georgia Tech playing Kansas. In mine, Georgia Tech's too good. I think Georgia Tech is just a team that's going to go all the way.
Okay. I think their offense is just too strong. They're going to overpower Arkansas a little bit. And then Georgia is just too good. I don't think UL gets out of that.
Yep. You and I have the same thing.
Okay. You ready to go down?
Yes, sir. I'm scrolling.
All right. I got Texas A&M over Tennessee. I think when it comes to a series, I don't think Tennessee is going to withstand A&M. A&M's got a good pitching rotation. Tennessee would be on the road here. I think A&M being at home would win that series. And then Florida getting a home series with Southern Miss. I think we talked about it a lot. Florida I don't know how Southern Miss is going to get by Aiden King. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
And then Florida just needs to win one of the next two, and I don't see Southern Miss being able to overcome both of those. What do you have for those two?
So I have North Carolina and A&M in a super. I have North Carolina winning that. Like I said earlier, I don't think A&M is that strong enough to hold a team like North Carolina. But honestly, I kind of see them on the same boat when it comes to if they're going to have iffy performances. I think this is a super regional that they'll both have the iffy performance. And Florida and Southern Miss, God, it sucks because I really want Southern Miss all the way. They just got stuck with a extremely hard road. But Florida has that. I think what's good about this is our right side seems to be different. I have Oregon coming out of I have Oregon winning that super.
On the road.
Yep, I have them on the road. I think Texas fails out on that. I think Oregon's too good. But I do also have Florida State coming out of their super.
Yeah, for me on that side, Florida State, so strong at home, pitching staff strong. For me, Texas rotation, I talked about it earlier. I think they have one of the best rotations in the country in a 3-game series. I don't know that anybody is going to beat them in a super. So,
yeah.
All right. Are we
it?
doing the rest? Do you
No.
want to stop?
No, I think it's good to stop. I think it's a good stop to stop here because, again, who knows? I think this is going to be one of the greatest weekends of all time.
Yeah,
and it
no
could
matter
be
what happens.
It could be a bad one because I believe that these are what could have been. Let me say that. What could have been, these are easy regionals compared to what could have been because there are teams that, like, for instance, Mercer, Campbell. There's a bunch of others. If they were in this, High Point, dude, this is a completely different thing. But it's going to be good. I think we'll see some teams. There's going to be one, of course, that's just going to be a big disappointment. And
always is.
I want to say North Carolina might be that disappointment. Who's your disappointment? We'll end it on disappointments. Quick questions.
Oh, we're ending it on negativity?
You got to. No, we won't end on negativity.
No,
We'll do it quick. Come on, quick.
Alabama.
We'll do lightning. Alabama. Okay. Biggest 4-seed surprise. This is hard because there's not a lot of great 4 seeds.
Lamar.
Okay, that's a good one. God, you took mine. I don't want to go.
Do you have rapid fire questions?
No, I'm making them up as I go.
Okay.
Shirt.
Did I?
Let me get Little Rock. No, Little Rock. I think that's it. Oh! This will be a dumb one. This is the last one. Which regional is going to have a dumb long rain delay where it ends on Monday?
Oh,
this is a dumb question.
I didn't look at the weather patterns. I don't know what we're dealing with this year.
You didn't see the weather patterns that the Diamond app gave you?
The Diamond app has weather patterns on here?
Yes. You want to talk about detail? It is next to the field dimensions. Thank you, Diamond app. They did everything. There's weather predictions and the forecast on it.
All right, we'll look at it after.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. Is there going to be rain on the East Coast?
Of course.
Chapel Hill. I'm going to go Chapel Hill.
Okay. Oregon. I have Oregon. Okay.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I know it's kind of a good given.
All right, I got a question for you.
Okay, I'll take it.
If you had to pick a 1 seed that's going to go 0-2, who is it?
Who's a 1 seed? Why am I forgetting the 1 seeds?
Or national seeds.
National seeds.
The top 16.
That's going to go 0-2. Mississippi State.
Dang.
Were you going to say that?
No. I think I'm going to go with Nebraska.
Okay.
No, wait,
Well-
no. I'm sorry. No.
Quick change?
Yeah, quick change. Kansas.
Oh, damn. Poor Kansas.
I know.
Well,
it's not going to
look,
happen. It doesn't matter.
it might not. Who knows? Guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll end the podcast here. I know it's been a long episode, but I mean, how can it not be? This is the field of 64. It might be a field of 74 in a couple of years. Who knows?
Don't say that.
Look,
We're
I
not
love
doing that.
saying it because I love to see your reaction. But look, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We're gonna try to do just live shows every Wednesday. I think Wednesday's a good point because we're getting to the point where there's really no midweek games. So, Road to Omaha starts this week. Friday game start at noon my time, and 1 o'clock.
Squeeze play.
It'll be a squeeze play. Jason, final thoughts, final words.
Let's have a weekend and let's hope for no rain.
Oh, we have comments. Jesus. Oh, sign bout.
Give us our comments.
I like the
What do we
jersey.
got?
Brendan said, I like the jersey.
Oh, thank you, Coach.
Brendan said, sound bites. Brendan said, yes.
It could be about anything.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Brendan. What a guy. And that's our CEO right there. Shout out to the CEO. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see y'all later.
The 5 Arms and a Lucky Fin Podcast.